On today's episode 26 of Sculpt N Create, I have a conversation with my guest, Black Keef, who's an artist, songwriter, and a mental health advocate through music. But this ain't just a music convo. This is a conversation about release. Keef opens up about why he created 3 separate identities to stay true to every side of his artistry. Keef Sweatshirt for rap, Keefiyo for that R&B pop lover vibe, and Black Keef, his rock form where he can scream, feel, and finally pour out that residue of life. Everything that burned him, everything he was told to suppress. We get into why society boxes artists in, why ageism in hip-hop is wild, how music can be a journal you can replay, and how he's building a bigger mission through Eclipse Music Technology and Eclipse Distro, a black-owned distribution platform designed to serve artists from the inside out. Plus, he just released Metagirl. So if you're ready for a real conversation about identity, healing, and creative freedom, tap in. And if you're listening right now, make sure you hit subscribe or follow and drop a comment with your biggest takeaways from the episode. Let's get into it. Welcome to Sculpt N Create, where fitness fuels creativity and helping artists, entertainers, and creatives toward their journey on their physical, personal, and career growth. I'm your host, Trea Da Fit Artist, and who I have with me today is Black Keef. He's an artist and songwriter. Welcome to the show, Keef.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Man, I'm glad you can make it, man. And before we really let's get into it, let everybody know where they can find you, where they can hear your music, and if they want to book you, so on and so forth, just set everything out.
So you just can find me on all platforms streaming-wise. It's Black Keef. That's Black Keef. As far as social media, man, on Instagram, I just go by my original ego, Keef Sweatshirt, Keef Sweatshirt. Facebook, Keef Farrell is my government name. But that's it, man. We keep it simple. Black Keef everywhere, all platforms.
Okay. And earlier you stated that you have a couple of alter ego when you're making your music and so forth. And right now we addressing Black Keef, but can you like talk about which other egos you have or the other 2 egos you have?
Yeah, so I got the original is Keef Sweatshirt.
Okay.
That's my rap ego, hip hop. That's just my hardcore, what I am, So then I have Keefiyo, Kefiyo. That's my more R&B popish kind of a thing when I get more on my lover boy vibe. And then Black Keef, that's my rock ego. So that's where I let out a lot of the emotions that I've been taught to bottle up as a black man. You know what I mean? It's more of a release for me. I love all kind of music. I like to be able to do all kind of music. I just split it up. So you're not coming to my rap page and seeing a whole bunch of different stuff. You know what I mean? When you go to the respective ego, you know you're getting a certain kind of a sound.
Okay. I like that. I understand. I was about to ask you. You were going ahead of me. I was going to ask you like, what's the reason? And what's the reasoning behind splitting up like that? Because I think of I don't know if you heard of Akeem Ali. And yeah, he has a Kimi Casanova alter ego and so forth, but he had that on the same platform and so forth. But I do get that too, because with hip hop, they do like to put us in a box. So if you making hip hop and then you happen to do something else and still be in a genre, they still gonna qualify you as hip hop and everything. So yeah, definitely. So, but yeah, so basically, so with the Black Keef, it's the rock stuff, so forth, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Is the Black Keef, that's my rock.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it's even more, I know music is such a vibe. So if you get introduced to me as a rapper and you're coming to my page looking for rap, and then you're getting rock and all kind of stuff, and it's kind of throwing you off your vibe.
Yeah.
So I like for people to be able to come and find the vibe that they're looking for. And that's really more so the purpose of why I did it like that.
Yeah. B.O.B. should have did that, because that's what kind of happened to him. He was like, didn't want to really be put in the box, but he was getting to his stardom. Everybody was knowing him for this one thing. He was kind of popish with his stuff, and he wanted to go a little different way, and knew the current fans he was having that was giving him his rise wasn't feeling that other stuff. So he probably should have did it that way, It's unfortunate that they put us in the box in certain things, not just us as black folks, but in certain genres and stuff like that, where they don't allow the person to diversify their portfolio. You have to do it that way, and everything. And that's something I believe people need to hear if they want to do other things to kind of like think about when they're going into this making music and so forth. So, like, how long have you been making music for?
I've been recording music since high school, about
Okay.
15. I started writing songs more in middle school around 11, 12. But man, I've been rapping. I get
Mhm.
told stories of rapping before I can even remember. You know what I mean? Being 3 years old and jumping into
Okay.
ciphers with all of the grown-ups and all of that. So it's just something that's been in my blood forever. I grew up around it.
Mhm.
Grew up in New York City in the 90s. So, hip hop was just so big. It was such a big of a
Yeah.
boom. It's
Right.
in my DNA, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, definitely, man. So what made you like you've been doing it and everything? What was that like the reason why you chose to go ahead and make music again? Because some people can be very good at something or they do it as a hobby that is they just like doing it, but they don't see like a career in it. So what made you want to make do a career in making music?
So I started more as a hobbyist, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like just doing it for fun, doing it at school, freestyling at the lunch tables and all of that good stuff. Like a lot of
Hmm.
us all grow up. The biggest turning point for me was shout out XO Beats. XL Beats. He's a super
uh
producer from LA. It's actually my cousin.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know the exact distance. I don't never really understand the third and fourth and all of that, but that's my
uh
family. So I linked up with him and we started working together for the first time in 2015. And a person as successful as that have worked with the peoples that he's worked with, been in rooms that he's been in, has the accolades that he has. And he just gave me that push, like, man, you need to take it more serious, man. Like, you
Okay.
got so much potential, so much talent. So then I started seeing it in myself. And then I started hearing it from other people. And it just became one of those things like, you know what? Let me take it more serious. It's something I'm probably going to do to the day I die. I
Hmm.
might as well make a career off of it because they always say, if you're having fun, you'll never work a day in your life.
Most definitely. And I did hear a couple of ones that you did, but with XLB on the Keef Sweatshirt type ordeal.
Yeah,
Let me see. I'm trying to pull it up here now. Um, it is like mine. I think it was one and Pain. Is
yeah.
those two of yeah, yeah.
Well, Pain was actually with my homeboy Tony Corleone.
Okay, okay,
I had the Kevin Gates feature on the hook.
yeah,
But like mine, that was me, XL Beats, and Gucci.
yeah. Okay, now we're at yeah, okay, and the other one on set, the one with Lil Wayne.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's the other one with XL.
Okay. Okay. That was man, and it's crazy, man. You hear a lot of people in the music industry that you wouldn't really think that was cousins and stuff like that. It's like it's a lot of kinfolks that go around in the music industry. Now, who comes to mind? Ludacris, that's one of my favorite rappers. He kin to Monica,
Yeah.
and yeah, and you got Snoop. He kin to Brandy and Ray J and Bootsy Collins. You know what I'm saying? It just crazy, man, how that comes out, and then you just meeting yours out. Like how long was it when y'all had met each other and so forth? Did you like know about them?
So we met in 2015, and that's when I really like learned who he was. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And my older cousin, maybe my oldest cousin from New York, he
Hmm.
actually linked us up,
Yeah.
and he had been talking to XL, and he was like,
Hmm.
"Yo, other cousin makes music. He's really dope. Y'all should really link and work." So we wound up linking over the phone, and over time, we met in person and all of that.
Hmm.
But it's just crazy. Like even back to middle school, I had instrumental CDs with his beats on them that I was writing songs to, and I didn't even know who he was and all of that.
Hmm.
But that's just how it goes. That's why I'm thankful for him. I got somebody that's actually in my family that's been in the music industry for his entire life, pretty much. And that's how it happens with a lot of these other artists. Like you see one person do it,
Hmm.
and you get that mentorship, and then they see you and they see a lot of talent and potential in you, and the same way he did with me, they're like, hey, you need to start taking it more serious. And
Right.
then it's different when you can see the proof in the pudding. Like in my case, Excel, he's charted Billboard with Bone Thugs. He's
Okay.
been part of a production team that was nominated for a Grammy. He's got so many
Yeah.
placements on Bad Girls Club, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Like it's just
Okay.
it can go on and on. You look at his
Okay.
IMDb, and I personally was amazed.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
different when you see the proof in the pudding. Like yo, this is somebody that came from nothing like I did and made a
Hmm.
way. And you know what I mean? It's always motivation.
And definitely, and you being in relation to him, and you can see, and like you said, that connection you have for his dad, and then you can see that it's possible. That makes it even more like, okay, yeah, if he can do it, I can do it. and then he believes in me and sees the potential and so forth in me, then I know I can go full force with this. And he putting the not only the cosign but the work in with you, and that so says a lot, and everything, and goes a long way and so forth. So but yeah, now boys Black Keef. Let's talk about that more. So is that like this something new that you doing, a new alter ego, or have you been doing all the other with the other two concurrently and so forth?
So this is definitely something new.
Okay.
My first Black Keef song released maybe a little bit more than 4 years ago.
Okay.
So it started off as experimental. I've
Mm,
always liked rock music. I like all kind of music. So I grew up diverse around different people. Like my mom's had her different musical tastes, and I had my brother and my cousins who had more of the rap and hip hop.
okay.
And then I used to chill with some of the Puerto Ricans in the projects,
Mm,
and they was more goth and emo, and they liked a lot of the rock. So I've
okay.
always liked it all, and I was just making music. And one day I was like, "Yo, I would love to try to make a rock song."
Okay.
And I gave it a shot one day. My very first single was called The Abyss.
Okay.
And in recording that, I was just so mind blown with what I was able to create. And that was what kind of taught me, like, you know what? There's no need to put myself in a box. I don't have to just rap. I can do whatever I want and I can express however I want. And that's what I love about hip hop, because you can start off with rap, but a lyricist is a lyricist. You know what I
Right.
mean? As long as you feel it and you got it, that's where you go. So yeah, I'm 4 years into this journey. I
Okay.
haven't released a whole lot of it.
Okay.
It definitely takes more as far as production wise, in
Yeah.
my opinion, than rap.
Okay.
But I'm getting ready to turn up. I got a song that just released. I got, I got plenty more songs coming up in the future, project that I'm working on, and just really trying to take off with it all, man.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely feel you on that, man. Now you mentioned that it is a little bit harder for us getting it together with rock than it is hip hop. Can you explain that? What's the difference?
So one thing is it's a different instrumentation.
Okay.
So I feel like personally, like I've engineered some things before. I
Okay.
feel like rock is a little harder to engineer because you have to mesh all of the different instruments and really make it sound good. Whereas rap, you can just take a beat, rap, make sure your vocals sound good. It's a different level of meshing the frequencies. Then also with me, I'm not a natural singer.
Okay. I got you.
So it takes more of a practice. Like rap, I can do in my sleep. I can start rapping, I'm gonna sound good. But rock, I've got to get my range. I've
I
got to
get what you're
learn
saying.
to hit the certain notes when I want
Yeah.
to hit the certain notes. I got to learn how to carry certain things because you don't want to leave the space in the track. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's just more of a composition to me vocally and then engineering wise.
Okay.
So I just take my time with it. I don't never want to get out here and be sounding awful on the track. You know what I mean? So I take my time with it. I only have a couple people that I actually trust to record my rock. And they're not even local to me. So that's another big thing. I got to travel either to South Carolina I'm in Raleigh right now.
Okay.
So I either have to travel to South Carolina down in Somerville, or
Mm,
I'll go all the way to the West Coast to LA and I'll let XL do some of it. But it's a real sensitive kind of thing process for me.
okay. And when you send music, like I mean, when you gotta physically go give them your stuff, or you just record. You gotta you probably just physically recording yourself. I thought you can like send a file or something like that.
So I can send the file and I'm an open book.
Okay.
Sometimes that works.
Okay. I got
Sometimes if it's more simplistic melodies and stuff like that,
you.
then it's cool. I could record myself and I could send it. But
Mm-hmm.
without me being a natural singer, sometimes it's better for me to be in the studio with these guys because they can give me vocal coaching along the way.
Okay.
Don't try to go here with it, stay here with it.
Okay. Okay.
Like my dog Asen in South Carolina, shout out to Asen, and I still don't know exactly what he means all the way, but he's always like don't sing from, I can't remember exactly, but it's like he'll be like, don't sing from your stomach, sing
I'll
from
be
your
hearing that
chest.
a
You know what
lot.
I mean?
I hear
So
that a lot. Yeah.
so sometimes it's like that's necessary. And a lot of times people don't realize how many artists that aren't natural singers have that
Mm,
kind of a guidance, and it helps them to get where they need to go on the track to hit
okay.
certain notes and certain octaves and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I also hear like they like you sound like you singing in your head or something like that. I have heard that too before, like
Yeah,
nasally and stuff like that.
yeah,
Yeah, okay, I got you. So is all your Black Keef singing, or because I know rock has an element of, because rap is not really like just exclusive to hip hop. There's
yeah,
other forms of rappers and other genres of music and so forth. So it can be elements of that in there when you think of Limp Bizkit and so on and so forth, or Fred Durst,
yeah.
stuff like that as well. So with that said, do you just sing in your rock music, or do you do a little bit of rapping, in the rock style or their cadence or tone or structure?
Yeah, it's definitely a mixture.
Okay.
I think almost every song has rapping and singing,
Hmm.
and I don't even really try to take it more to like a rock style of rapping. I'm
Okay.
just always raw and authentic, and I'm me, and I find my flow and my cadence on the beat. And
Hmm.
I'll have some rapping parts, I have
Hmm.
some singing parts.
Okay.
It's just it depends on what the beat tells me, man. I'm one of those
Okay.
kind of people where I listen to a beat
Yeah.
however many times. Sometimes it could be 100 times. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
And kind of I just let the words, formulate.
Oh
Like, you
yeah.
know what I mean? And it almost comes to me out of thin air a lot of times.
Yeah.
So I got some songs where it's majority rapping, some songs where it's majority singing. You know what I mean? It just depends.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely feel you on that. When you listen to a song, sometimes it just depends. It can come to you right away, and sometimes you gotta just really sit with the beat or write a little something, and then it start flowing. It's just different things. However it goes. That's how I create mine too as well. However the beat, wherever the beat takes me, and whatever I would say structure or style I need to go into there, I kind of let the beat flow and how I need to maneuver it through it and so forth. Okay, cool. So since I wasn't able to get into any of the rock stuff, so let's kind of take me down through it. Somebody who loves rock music and so forth. Like, what would you say would be a playlist? Like a couple singles, and I know you said Metagirl, you just dropped that and so forth. So if somebody just hearing you for the first time or your rock music for the first time, give her like a playlist of what they can listen to. It don't have to be a whole lot of songs. It can be 5 songs, 10 songs, but give them a playlist so they can know who Black Keef is.
I would say a playlist. I would go with I Don't Care first.
Okay.
That means a lot to me. That's a real emotionally driven song.
Okay.
I would go with Floating second, another emotionally driven song. Both of those songs are dark. You know what I mean? They can
Okay.
take you through some emotions and make you face some things.
Hmm.
From there, I would probably go to The Abyss, which was my first song. It's another emotional song.
Okay.
And then I would probably switch to Brain Freeze, which is more of a love song. It's more of a like popish punk rock kind of a song.
Hmm.
And then I would end with Metagirl, which is another popish punk rock kind of a song, and it's more of a lovey-dovey. It'll give you a full range, a full spectrum. I promise you, there's something in there that everybody's gonna like, whether you like rock music or not. I got so many of my friends that have never listened to rock music, but hear my stuff and they're like, you know what, I can listen to this. Like I never thought I
Okay.
would like rock, but
Okay.
I listen to this. So those
Yeah.
will be the five that I pick. But I got so many more songs coming, man, and
Hmm.
it's such a variety. And I'm looking forward to all of this.
Okay. And why do you think that is, where the people who don't listen to rock and they listen to yours, your friends and family, and they listen to yours and say, I can really listen to that? Why do you think that is, or why do they say that is?
First, I think it's the relatability.
Okay.
So a lot of times they see rock artists and they see a real grungy person that doesn't look like they came from the same upbringing and the same
Hmm.
background. So it's
Yeah. Yeah.
already that first piece of standoffish,
Yeah.
non-relatability where it's
Okay.
like, I don't know if I can really relate to this person, not even the
Okay.
music. So
Okay.
knowing me, knowing where I come from, knowing I come from the hood, from the struggle, just like them,
Hmm.
it already is a receptive kind of a thing. And
Okay.
then I just have the hip hop elements in there. You know
Okay.
what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my singing, but I'm gonna do my rapping. I give a big ode to Linkin Park for that. That's
Okay.
my favorite rock group.
Yeah. That's my
I
cousin
feel
too.
they're the goats.
Hmm.
But I feel like that's what it is too. Like they can hear, like, okay, he's doing rock,
Hmm.
but I got stuff that I can relate to. I got different flows and different cadences that are more familiar.
Yeah. I feel you on that, and it's crazy that it's like we got to get reintroduced to rock when it started with us.
Exactly. It's crazy.
And the same thing with country music and with pretty much just about all music, you know, and so
Yeah,
forth, you know, other than hip hop. But that definitely speaks president now. You definitely see in the country music world where they are merging a lot of hip hop into it as well. And so do you think that merging is, I mean, it always been elements of it, you know, well into the 90s and now, but like more so, do you think is it coming to be more of a prevalent like it is in country where rap and hip hop or is merging with rock music?
definitely. I definitely do. We
Mm-hmm.
got a lot of different people. Like I look at Tizo Touchdown and a lot of his different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like a little rockish, popish. You know what I mean? I've seen some different black rock bands
Mm-hmm.
that have, come across my reels and stuff like that. So you can just
Yeah.
see it more.
Yeah.
It feels like it's accepted more. Where like back in the day where it was like even me,
Mm-hmm.
I used to get, I wouldn't want to say picked on, but I
Mm-hmm.
used to get, like roasted. Like, man, you
Yeah.
listen to
Yeah.
that rock stuff again. And it's like if you even
Right.
listen to the rock music,
Yeah.
it was like a problem was made of it. Whereas
Mm-hmm.
nowadays it's not so much. It's like if it's catchy music, it's just catchy music. So I
Yeah.
definitely can see it happening more. And I'm trying to help push that forward. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm trying to be a part of. Like I was questioning if I could and should do it. And then once I did it and realized that I was good at it, I started pursuing it. And then once my friends started to be like, yo, you know what? I could listen to this. Then that really just let me know, like, I can really help to push this forward to see a black man come out here with waves and everything and he was making rock music. And it's
Yeah.
like, wow, you know what I mean? It's not just for one group of people. Anybody can
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, and I guess too, it do when with the people when you see the white people that make rock music, which is some good rock music out there that white folks make. So no shade on them, but
Yeah.
you see people like Kiss and what's the guy that just passed away?
Awesome.
Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne. You see all that crazy stuff. I think that be what we think rock is totally, and we kind of
Yeah,
stand offish from that and everything. And I believe that's a little bit of what Eminem had the appeal where he can cross over on both sides.
definitely.
And with the type of music that he make, us black folks in hip hop couldn't rap about that. We couldn't rap
Yeah,
about killing our mama, you know what I'm saying, or locking somebody in the trunk and stuff like that or whatever. So
exactly.
I think those elements right there is the reason why we kind of stray away from rock music and stuff like that because you hear the undertone that is depressing music or is music that devilish music and all that stuff like that. So we have all those negative connotations on it and so forth. So what would you say to people that's of your stature and of our culture and so forth that looking to do rock music or just any music outside of the norms of our culture? Well, like I said again, all of it is our culture, but the new culture that we have now or the perceived thing that we don't normally do it for is making music. What would you say to them in starting that and going that lane and so forth?
You just got to go do it. Don't look at things and think it's one thing in the box. Rock can be all kind of stuff. Rock can be depressive music. I've made some more depressive music where I've expressed that. But then you also got a lot of rock love songs. You got rock party songs. Like you can make any kind of music within rock. Don't look at the crazy stuff and think that's all it is. Like you said with
Yeah,
Ozzy, we used to
yeah,
bite bats, so
bass, yeah,
the heads
yeah,
off of bats.
right,
And a
right,
lot of people are like, oh, I can't be to no concert and they're biting the heads off
mm,
of bats. But every rock concert isn't biting the heads off of bats. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like there's a different lane for all kind of rock. And if you go
okay,
explore it, you'll find depressed. You'll find some people that are kind of demonic and Satanists.
mm-hmm,
But then you'll find people that are making love songs. You'll find people that are just party songs and just talking about turning up. They
mm-hmm,
just don't use the words turning up.
yeah,
Don't look at what you think it is and let that be the overall perception of what rock is because it's so vast. There's so many
mm-hmm,
different kind of rocks. You got hard rock like metal. You got
yeah,
soft rock
yeah.
that's more melodic and closer to R&B. You got pop rock. It's so much different things that go on within the genre. Don't just look at the heavy metal and think, oh, I can't listen to that loud screaming because it's not all loud screaming.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, now with rock, that's the only one I see that they diversify, where they classify it in one lane, and versus hip hop, R and B. With R and B, they kind of doing that a little bit more. Where back when when we was growing up, it was just R&B, and then now that we grown, now that music, now they call it R&B soul. It wasn't called or neo soul. It wasn't called that back then, and so forth. So, but but hip hop is like it's still slow. It don't matter. Like I'm thinking about Rod Wave, which I don't think is fully hip hop. I think more so. I mean, it's a lane in there, but I believe it's got to be like a subgenre in the hip hop realm and so forth.
It's got to be, and I mean, even going back to Lauryn Hill, like she's classified as a rapper as hip hop, but she did so much R&B-ish kind of a stuff, you know what I mean? And they put her in the box because she could rap, but there's so much more to it than just the rap. There's so many melodies. There's so many different levels of instrumentation. And that's what I'm trying to teach people, man. Just don't put yourself in a box. If you want to make something, make it. It doesn't matter what it is. I got all kind of songs. Like I said, I got pop songs, R&B songs, rock songs. I got a couple trap songs. I got East Coast rap, boom bap. You know what I mean? Like just make whatever you want to make, whatever comes to your heart.
Whatever moves you. I got you. And people don't realize if they understood the history of hip hop, how it got started, it's really a melting pot of all of the music, basically. You know what I'm saying? You got the James Brown stuff, and you got the rock, the jazz elements, and all this stuff like that, because they didn't really have a beat to go off of, so they basically it was like a part where the people weren't singing on or something like that, and they'll take that little part, scratch it up, and loop it, you know what I'm saying? That there, if I feel like people understood what hip hop was about and how it come from, they can understand that they can put other elements on there. But I think mainstream too as well, they only cater to one type of sound because everybody want to listen to this particular sound or what's popular out there. So I don't know what it would take, but definitely, man, doing your part when you're making your rock music is definitely a place that I think people should hear more of and do more of as well. So let's talk about, man, like what was your process when you approach a song? So like what would you say your style is? What would you say your approach is and structure when you're coming up with it? Do you have an album as well on here with the Black Keef project?
I don't have an album yet. I have a few singles that I've dropped. But I just dropped this Metagirl single, and I probably won't drop another single until the album. So I do have about 6 or 7 unreleased songs that I'm working on.
Okay.
So I'm gonna, get all of that together and see what it sounds like in cohesiveness, because some of it wasn't written with the plans of going together. Some of it was, so it's all got to sound cohesive.
Yeah.
So I'm working on that, but that process is kind of the same as my creation process. I find a beat that I like that stands out to me, and I just play it. I just play it. I listen to it. A lot of times I even pull it up in Pro Tools, and I look at the sound waves, and I look at how the sound waves change from this part to that part, and I just study the beat, and I study the beat. And then eventually it's just a melody comes, and before the words even come, I have a and then I start to plug in words for the melody. And like 9 times out of 10, that's my process every single time. I let the beat play. It might play once or twice. It might play 100 times.
Yeah.
But I never force it. You just got to let it come natural. And I think that's a lot of people's problem. They try to force a certain sound and a certain concept. And you just got to let it flow from the heart. You just got to really say what's on your mind. Different times of your life, you're gonna come up with different stuff. I got happy songs, I got sad songs, because I'm not happy every day, you know what I mean? So you just let that raw emotion come out unfiltered.
Yeah, I feel you on that. And like so with the album, how do you approach it? Like you said, you got some songs that fit, some that don't. So what's your thinking process with that, or the concept of that when you come into because the album got to be a little bit more conceptualized than it is. That's just making a single. So like how do you approach that, or how are you approaching it, especially in particular with this rock project?
So with the album, I try my hardest to make sure that I'm in a consistent mental space.
Okay.
So I do pick a lot of beats that can kind of be a similar lane, you know what I mean? That I feel like go well. And I'll even take the beats before I put anything on them, and I'll put them in a playlist.
Okay.
and I play from one beat to the next and see how the transition sounds from this one to the next one. And I like to get a flow of it.
Okay.
And as far as lyrically, I just try to make sure I'm in a consistent mental space, so I'm not jumping all over the place. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to make two love songs and then two breakup songs and then two sad songs and then two party songs. So I try to make sure I'm in a good mental space where I know I'm consistently going to be making similar content. You know what I mean? And I just let it go from there. I let the ideas come. And then as I record,
Mhm,
then I go back and do the playlist thing again. Like,
mhm.
okay, these beats go good, but maybe I want to put this song behind this song because they're more of a, related content.
Yeah.
It's just all about finding the flow of it, making sure that it all makes sense and it doesn't sound just like a bunch of thrown together stuff. And once I get that finished product and I feel like it flows right, I feel like it all makes sense,
Okay.
go ahead and put it out there. And the album mode is sometimes where I will possibly pick a topic.
Okay.
So instead of just letting it all flow naturally, I'll be like, all right, I need a song that's going to say more of this.
Okay.
And I'll still let the words come naturally, but I put myself in that mindset of, all right, I'm thinking about this. So the words that come and flow are going to coincide with the topic that I'm on.
Okay. I got you. So, do you have a title for this album that you working on? And will Metagirl be featured on it?
A Metagirl would definitely be on there. I
Okay.
don't have a title for the rock album yet. I gotta see the feeling that I get because it's
Okay.
not finished at all. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah.
it does have a little bit of a everything.
Hmm.
I have been thinking of the residue,
Okay. Okay.
and I'll give you the explanation for that.
I
So
appreciate.
Black Keef is the residue. And anybody that smokes weed, they'll know you got Keef.
Yeah.
When the Keef is burnt, is
Yeah.
black, you get the residue.
Okay.
So a lot of the emotion that I pour out through Black Keef is the residue of my life. It's the stuff that has burnt me, the stuff that I keep down on the bottom that I was learning to suppress as a black man coming up in the hood and having to be strong and men don't cry and you too soft. So I feel like Black Keef is the residue. That's kind of where the name came from. And I think I might be decided talking about that right here out loud. I think that actually might be the name. So we'll see how
Okay.
that comes. And
Okay.
if that does wind up being the name, I appreciate you for asking.
Okay, man. Okay, cool, man. I'm glad to be a part of that. Be part of your creative process.
Yes, sir.
uh,
Yes, sir.
uh, definitely, man. Now you said something that I think is very intriguing with you say with your music and so forth when making Black Keef, be Black Keef your rock part of everything, where you can be able to be yourself and express things such as the black man plight. We can't cry and stuff like that. I think that's very important now as well because I understand wholeheartedly how it is out here. I tell my son all the time, man, look, he 18 now. And I'm telling him, man, look, you finna go out here in this world, man, where they don't give a fuck about you. So,
Mhm.
and they don't care about if you my son, you your mama's son, we love you and stuff like that. He got sickle cell. They like, they don't care about none of that, So and so yeah, so you gotta go out here in this world, and I'm trying to teach you how to be, to go out here and be able to maneuver through that world or whatever. But with that said, is like, do you think that could be an outlet? Because we don't have a lot of spaces where we ain't got no man retreat or some type of organization where we can go just talk to somebody about our problems and issues or what's plaguing us and so forth. So, do you think music can be an outlet of that? I mean, I know for me it has been in certain instances, but let's say the person maybe don't want to make music, but you hear such things as music therapy, but not in the way that I'm asking you. Like they just go in and make a song. It ain't got to be super perfect, but it's just something that they can just let their emotions out. Do you think that can be a great vehicle to help them in their, for their emotions and mindset and everything to release stress and so forth?
I definitely think that it can be.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's what it is for me.
Okay.
So when I made The Abyss, which was my first single, I was going through a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
Won't get into all the details, but
That's all
I
good.
was in I was in a really, really, really dark place. So I make the song and I'm letting out raw emotions of how I feel at the moment. I felt the relief of saying it. These are
Yeah.
things that I would never really say
Yeah.
because we get shunned for things like this. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So I release it and I feel better after I release it. And the thing that really blows my mind is going back and listening to these songs. Now they put me back into certain phases.
Mhm.
So when I listen to The Abyss, I remember how I felt. I've had other dark times where I listen to The Abyss and it actually helps me back out of a dark time.
Okay.
And it is music therapy. For me, it's 100% what it is. And
Mhm.
everybody has to find a form of self expression. So I would encourage everybody to do it. I got a friend of mine who was just going through some personal stuff the other day. He called me and I was at work and he's telling me he's venting and, I'm trying to, keep him level headed, keep him logical. And I told him, yo, write a song.
Mhm.
Write 4, 5, 6 songs, write an EP. You
Yeah.
never got to release it to the world, but
Right.
getting it out is just going to help you get it out rather than keeping it in your mind and snowballing it. Then you're able to go back and listen to it and remember where you was. And then remembering where you was, you'll see where you are now. And it's a
Okay.
whole process of like, dang, I was here and then I did this and now I'm here.
Mhm.
So it is definitely therapy. The fact that it's documented and something that you can have forever is something that'll always help you because you'll be able to go back and read. It's like a journal.
Yeah.
I can go back and read what happened on this day at
I
this
like that.
time. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So I definitely feel like that's a way that a lot of people should go. Everybody doesn't have the musical prowess as some, but just go in there and do it. You don't
Yeah.
even have to rhyme. You
Mhm.
can do poetry.
Right.
You don't have to do rap.
Yeah.
Just let it out. We gotta let it out. When we hold it in, that's when it snowballs. And when it snowballs, it becomes an avalanche. And the avalanche is nothing but destruction.
Yeah. And when you had initially said that, that's why it had came to me that I didn't really think of that until now. I was like, man, folks don't. You ain't really got it. Like, don't. This could not be even your career path. You never know. It could be something. You might find out. Oh, I really got a knack for this. But
Yeah.
so it's a win-win in my book. But you don't got something off your chest, and you find out a new talent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So yeah,
exactly.
yeah. So because I do hear a lot of artists, they don't they do a lot of different reasons, but some of them put stuff out where they just want to give for themselves, making it for themselves. They ain't trying to put it out into the world, or they just do something that they riding around with their friends or something like that, and where they can just entertain themselves. But I think there's definitely another outlet that I think most people don't talk about or could do, or think about in doing, because you do have these what it is, break rooms and stuff like that, where they break
Yeah,
stuff and stuff to release stress. I heard that works wonders. But
yeah.
and everything, I know what it was for me growing up. I was like, my thing is the gym. For one thing, that helped me really alleviate stress.
Hmm.
Putting it
I
on me,
can definitely agree on that one.
oh yeah. I always tell me, I'm a fitness coach, so I always tell people that it ain't always for the looks of things to be healthy. Sometimes, man, it just for me to feel good. Yeah,
Stress relief.
that stress relief. Yeah.
Like my thing is I got into boxing training.
Okay.
And I never really realized how much that was gonna help with me
Mm.
releasing. Because
Uh huh.
now when I get mad, I'll just go in the garage and I'll just get the hit in the bag. And it's to the point where sometimes I gotta be careful not to overwork and overexert and hurt myself. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
Cause hand injuries are a real serious thing. I've been to the point where I've had to take breaks and ice my hands days on
Okay.
days because I'm stiffening and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't wrap my hands this day. I was so mad I didn't even rap. I just put my gloves on and went out there for an hour and I'm just punching the bag. You know what I mean? But that it's definitely different things. I feel
Yeah.
like the music is the best because, like I said, of the documentation.
Okay.
So you could go in the break room and you could break stuff.
Mm.
You'll have a memory of that,
Yeah.
but you'll never really be able to experience that same feeling again unless you do it again.
Okay.
Like the same thing with me with boxing. I won't experience that feeling of punching on the bag until I go punch the bag again. But when it comes to music, once
Okay.
I replay this song, I'm experiencing that feeling again and again and again. And it's just therapeutic to me, man. Like
Mm.
I'm in amazement how much I feel like personally rock music and making rock music has helped my mental health.
Mm.
And I would definitely recommend that to anybody that's trying to find a way to release. Just get you a little $40 podcast mic. It doesn't have to be professional quality. They got a lot of free programs like BandLab, and I know
Mhm.
back in the day we had Audacity and different stuff like that. And just go record. It helps to say it. I've learned that when you hold it in, it's not good, but
Mhm.
everybody needs to vent.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't want to vent to other people. Vent to yourself.
Yeah, I feel you on that. And then I was gonna say the other thing that I was doing when I was growing up, I would play video games, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So you tear somebody's head off. that you know
Yeah,
that that was another way I did it when I was growing up. But I don't play video games that much no more. So I had to find other ways and stuff like that. But I do like that, man, that you said that the documentation part. That's definitely important. You can go back to it because when we listen to music, it definitely sparks emotion, happy, sad, depressed and stuff like that, and it get us out of a state. And then, we usually go to those songs to help us out of that. So you already documented your own stuff for yourself. Again, I think that happen even a lot more, because you're only hearing when you listen to somebody else's song, that's their experience. You relate to it, but it's not fully your experience. I like that.
exactly.
Yeah, I
And
like that.
when it's your experience, that's just like I said, it puts me back there. It can
Yeah.
teach me lessons. Like even my song, I don't care. I start the song. I
Mm,
say, time and time again, we call someone a friend until the story ends and everything changed.
yeah.
Trying to pretend the wounds will ever mend. I guess it all depends on the size of the blade. And every time I listen to that,
Hmm.
I can remember what I went through, feeling like I was backstabbed. And it's almost a reminder of you have to make sure you don't go through this again. Like you see where you was, you can
Hmm.
remember what got you here.
Hmm.
All right, now let's put your big boy pants on and let's make sure we take the right actions and the right steps to make sure that we're not falling right back into the same trap.
Right. Okay. I like that. And do you think that the rock is the best form of that, or in your opinion, or any music that people make can do it?
So is any music. I've had rap musics where I've been more like have more messages like that. I actually
Mhm.
have recent songs like that. So it can be anything. Um, for me, it's rock.
Okay.
Because my style of rap, I'm more 90s boom bap. I'm more of a smooth kind of person. I don't get really hype. So it's the messages there, and I get the same therapy from my rap music.
Okay.
But in the rock music, I go in there and scream.
Okay. I got
I got some songs where I'll scream a little bit. I got some songs that I haven't recorded yet that well actually I do have one like floating. It's a rap it's a rap verse, but then there's certain parts where I scream.
you.
You know
Hmm.
what I mean? And I've got some other stuff coming out that
Okay.
I'm just gonna go in the studio and just let it all out. And I'm just gonna just scream. And it's like sometimes you just gotta get that
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's a release, man. It's all about
All right.
releasing it. Sometimes you just gotta send it off into the universe, let the universe carry it away. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That way you don't hold on to it. I'm pretty sure we've all had our moments where we go into the room and we might not just belly out scream,
Hmm.
but it's, oh, I'm tired of this shit. Ah, I'm sick
Yeah.
of it. And we feel better.
Right.
We feel better. You know what I mean? So that's what The Rock does for me because
Yeah.
I'm able to give the emotion, but then I can also just scream sometimes. And that's what it is for me. But any genre, man, like I said, I've got music from all kind of things. And it's like you release, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like it's all about getting it out. You just got to get it out there.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you on that. When you said that, I sometimes I could not be even just going through the stuff. Sometimes I just do just a yell out sometimes and
Yeah.
everything, and then that helps out. Even I do it in the gym sometimes. So all the grunt, all that stuff help in the gym. It
Mhm.
helps in with your stress, like you said. So yeah, you definitely having a yell. You can't do that too much on hip hop, but well, yeah. So yeah, with rock, I
And
see what you're
that's
saying.
the thing right there. Hip hop is
Yeah,
they put us in so much of a box.
right,
You know what I mean? Where things aren't cool.
right. There you go.
But
There
I
you
go
go.
over here to this rock, and if I want to scream for an entire song, there are some people that love that and feel
Yeah,
like that's the best kind of rock. You know what I
yeah.
mean? I learned to let it out, man. Like I've held so much in for so many years,
Okay.
and letting it out is what works best for me.
I like that, man. All right, so like I say, I believe that's something people need to hear, especially the few things that we meant with alleviating stress and getting your emotions out and everything, and putting it on wax to be able to document and listen to later to get you through it. Maybe be in that funk again, and you're like, okay, this got me through, and then that'll put you back in that same emotion where you can go forward. So I do like that message, man. All right, so let's talk about earlier before we got on. You were talking about you have 80 employees. So what it is that you do?
Restaurant manager right now.
Okay,
So I've been doing this back for a year. I actually am an owner of a music technology company.
okay,
The hustle and bustle of being an entrepreneur can be heavy at times.
definitely.
So I decided to put myself back as a company man. It'll give me more structure because with mental health, that's something that is a major thing as well. You know what I mean? And I'm glad I'm mature enough to realize certain things like this. So what I was missing from my life for a while was structure.
Okay,
So I became a company man again. Love my job, love the people I work for. It's a small family owned business. It's not a chain, but even that gets stressful, man. So,
hmm
sometimes you just got to get out there and you just want to scream like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
But I manage a restaurant, man, really busy restaurant, 80 plus employees. I have a
Okay.
bunch of different ethnicities and stuff.
hmm
I actually really enjoy it. I'm picking up different stuff. I've been learning Spanish, learning little bits of Arabic and Farsi and Korean and Japanese. I just pick it all up, you know what I mean? Try to be a man of the people. Yeah, but that's where I am right now.
Okay. That and you said something about music technology. What do you mean by that?
So we got Eclipse Music Technologies. It's
Uh-huh.
a company. We got a whole lot of things going on. We have our own DIY distribution company. It's been 4 years since the launch. Eclipse Distro.
Okay.
You can go to eclipsedistro.com. Black owned, black ran, black CEO, black CFO, black founders, like literally all black owned. So we're trying to
Okay.
come up off of the ground and just really make something that can change the game and really be able to give into it with the perspective of the people. Like a lot of these companies, they're ran by the suits. I like to call them the suits, but they're ran by a lot of people that can't really relate to a lot of the artists, a lot of people that just got in for the money, wherein we got in for the passion of the music. So the Eclipse Distro is just part of what we do.
Okay.
And that's why it's Eclipse Music Technologies. We have a lot of different things going on, but trying to just create a lot of different, you know, just avenues and different
hmm
stuff like that. So we've been 5 years strong since the company, 4 years strong since the launch of the distro. And we just continue to push.
Okay.
That's really my baby. Like once I get to the point with that where I can have a structured life and it's not so much of the moving around and trying to build it, I'll get rid of everything else and
I
go back
get
to
you.
what I do, because I truly love music. Music is my passion, and that's really what I want to do. I do
Okay.
music till I die, regardless of what. I always say I'll be 80 years old with an oxygen mask, and I'll be like, hit record, punch me in. You know what I'm saying? Music is just what I love to do, man. Shout out to XL Beats. XL Beats is actually the founder of that.
Okay. Okay.
Um, like I said, man, that's my mentor, man. He done taught me
Okay.
so much of the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of opportunities come from that relationship,
Okay.
and I'm blessed to have somebody like that in my corner.
Okay. Cool. You said a couple things that I want to touch on, but I would touch on where you were talking about you want to do this and where when you got on the air face mask and so forth.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that, especially in hip hop? Because it ain't really too much in other genres. Ageism in hip hop. What do you think about that?
I hate it. I hate it because I don't know why people put an age limit on things when there shouldn't be an age limit. Now, what I can understand is like, all right, if you 60 years old and you still out here rapping about being in the streets
I
and doing
agree.
all of this,
I agree.
if that's your truth, then rap your truth. But my ideology on that is by 60 years old, you should have figured something else out. It didn't take me nowhere near that long to learn that the streets ain't it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But
hmm
to put a total stop, like, oh, you too old to rap.
hmm
Like, how are you too old to rap? as long as I'm physically capable to be able to put this composition together, there shouldn't be no age limit on it. So I hate ageism, but I can understand the certain parts of it when they actually speak logically. Like, you too old to be rapping about still be out here flipping packs. You know what I mean? So it's like I get it when it's that, but as far as just saying, "Oh, you 60, you shouldn't be rapping anymore," like why?
Right.
Why can't I rap?
Yeah.
Like I saw a couple white guys from England or something, Boss and something.
Hey, me and you
Man,
right here. I was
man,
just
look, them motherfuckers rap better than a
yeah,
lot of the young people.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like there's no age on rap, and I hate it because, like you said, it's only rap.
Mm,
They don't put that age on R&B. They don't put that age on rock. They don't put that age on jazz. They don't put that age on salsa music. They don't put that age on anything but rap. And it's like, at some point it has to change. I hope it changes. I don't see it coming no time soon, but I hope it changes.
yeah. Yeah, and 'cause I was looking at my phone, I was trying to think of their name, and you was right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
Pete and Boss. That's their
Yeah,
name.
there
Yeah,
we go.
yeah.
There we go.
They and the thing is, they just started rapping once they heard it. Then they seen like they liked it. They see if they can do it, and they just started rapping a few years ago. You
That's
know what I'm
it.
saying? You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
like if you like it, do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you got basketball. You got old leagues. You
Hmm.
got leagues that are 40 up, 50 up, 60
Yeah.
up for people that are still active enough. Like, they're not trying to make a career out of it. And even if they were trying to make a career out of it, if there was a seniors basketball league, you know what I mean? Let them go be great. I hate it because rap, hip hop is the only genre where they say, "Oh, once you get a certain age, you shouldn't be
Mm.
doing it anymore." And it's like, why? Why do we do that? I can't stand it.
Yeah, I think it's like a lot of nuances to it because there's some conspiracies where they say the industry wants the young, they want to. By the time you get in your 30s and 40s, you're getting wise and you wondering. You got kids, you got family and other stuff. You looking to your future. You like I ain't getting no younger, so you start thinking about where your checks at. Yeah, and you want to look at where's everything going and what's coming in and stuff like that. Opposed to somebody who's younger, they just trying to get out the hood, or they ain't never seen this much money in their life and everything, so they easily be more manipulated and
Yeah,
everything. So once they get to that age, they don't been chewed out by the time they 30, but they in this contract now. Because that's how you see a lot of them now. They still in these contract. They maybe still want to make music, but since they so bound to the contract that they in, they just stop. And
yeah,
everything, and don't even make no music because they can't put it in out unless it gonna
yeah.
all
Go
go back
go
to their
through.
record.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, So I think that's what it is on that part. But on the other thing, because I be talking to my cousin Jay about this all the time, is that when it comes to he was like, well, it started out with people young that had to usher in hip hop, and I was like, well, yeah, it don't mean it gotta stay that way. Just because younger, so forth. And then like I said, so many new ones. I remember seeing a guy that was talking about Jay-Z and LL Cool J.
yeah,
They roughly a year or two apart. But LL Cool J came out in the 80s and Jay-Z came out later in the 90s and so forth. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? And, it's a different run there, but you equate LL Cool J is an old school rapper, and more so now Jay-Z
yeah.
could be considered a old school rapper now, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But back
but
then,
back then, yeah, he
yeah.
was the more current rapper.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So it's so many different nuances, and you can blow at certain different age. 2 Chains, I think, was like 35 or something like that when he
when
first
he
started really
came in.
blowing and so forth. So it's a lot of things. And now I do give kudos to people like Snoop Dogg, people like Nas, E40 still doing some. Ice Cube that just came with an album, I think, this year and so
Mm.
forth and stuff like that. So they still keeping it going. So because we really need to see people doing it, because if they just stop and everybody think it's a cap off at 30, you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
And so I kind of disagree with you there. I think it's changing, but I don't know what will make it like more eye opening, because you still got somebody like Andre 3000 that said, he don't what I'm gonna rap about a colonoscopy, a
yeah,
colonoscopy,
yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Yeah,
But
like yeah, go rap
yeah,
about
like yeah,
that.
rap about your real life. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Uh
my
huh.
thing that's crazy though is, and I don't have enough research to say what it is, but
Yeah.
what I see is it's only in our community,
Mm-hmm.
as in the black community, and it's not
Mm-hmm.
only even with rap that it gets done to. So I still play video games.
Okay, I got to see.
I'm 37. I just turned 37 in September.
Okay.
I still play video games. So I look at it kind of as the same thing. If I've been rapping since I was a child, and this is just a passion of mine,
Mm.
then I'm gonna want to rap for the rest of my life. If this is my
Yeah.
favorite pastime,
Yeah.
I'm gonna want to just keep rapping. It's the same with video games. I've been playing video games since I was a child. No, I don't just sit on the game all day, every day no more. I got responsibilities, but I still like to play video games. You know what I mean? But even like you'll get on 2K. And these YNs, they can hear through the microphone, through the conversation, whatever it is, and they, oh, you old nigga, you too old to be playing the game. And that, like, how is there age limit on playing the game? You know what I mean? So it's like, we have to let people like what they like. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just like, we can say the same thing with sports. A lot of people retire in their 30s, 40s. That don't mean you can't play basketball no more for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You can still go out there and play basketball. I done seen some older men at the rec breaking the young boys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like collecting cards.
Yeah.
Like, they don't say nothing when you 60, 70 collecting basketball cards. But a lot of times it's things that we pick up from our childhood and they just become a real passion for us and like one of our favorite things to do. And there's no age limit on it. You know what I mean? Like I said, my thing is just be mature. You know what I mean? Just be mature. You know what I mean? Like,
man, yeah, I mean, you got things out like the Comic-Con, you know, where you anime and stuff like that, and these grown people going and dressing
in full costume. They got full anime garb on, and it's like, this is what they love. You know what I mean? There's no age limit on enjoying your life.
Right.
And that's what people get messed up. There's no age limit on enjoying your life. So whatever you're doing, if it's not hurting nobody else, enjoy your life. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel. I can see me being 40, 50, 60, still playing the game. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to, like back in the day when I was a child, sit and play for 12 hours straight. But if I get on there for an hour or two, I'm enjoying my life. And you know what I mean? Like, I don't get where these stupidness come from, man. That's where I hate them too. I hate them. I really hate them.
Yeah, I feel you, and then shout out to Ice Cube again with the big three, you know. So, cause that was his concept, you know, like you were like, man, these people, he said it ain't that they can't play anymore. It's just they can't play at the, and you alluded to what you were just saying when you get older, for as playing video games. He said it ain't that they can't play anymore. They just can't play at the NBA level for as all them games and stuff like that.
And even watching the big three, you'll see how much they enjoy it. You see the passion that they still have in playing basketball, where they're still talking trash. I'm better than you. You know what I mean? Like, let people enjoy their life, man. But that's a problem with the world in a whole. We like to try to dictate what can and can't be done when we just really need to sit back a lot of times and let people do what makes them happy. If they're not hurting you, let them do what makes them happy.
Man, I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly on that, man. So going back into, because like I said, said a couple of things. That's the reason why I wanted to stop on going to ageism thing. That with you being a restaurant manager and doing your music tech company and so forth, and making music, it's a lot, man. I can look at the restaurant manager, you managing 80 employees and so forth. That definitely can help you a lot in a lot of different areas once you really blow up with it and so forth, because you be able to run your own company and have your own type of people and stuff like that. So those are skills that you pick up, you know, from your job that will help you in your business and making music and so forth once you get a team and stuff like that going. So with all three of those things going on, how do you be able to balance it all? Do you have any kids or family and everything?
So I don't have kids. I done been stepdaddy, you know, here and there, but that's part of the big reason why I don't have kids, because I like to be able to do other things. Like, man, on top of that, man, I've done so much stuff, and it's always a joke with the homies and stuff. Like, I've learned carpentry, like within the last 8 to 10 years. I've learned carpentry to the point where I can damn near frame you a house by myself. I picked up photography and videography all the way to the point where I was getting booked to do weddings on both sides and having to hire other videographers. I do a lot. And that's why I like to not have the children because I like to explore my different avenues. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's made my life so fruitful,
Yeah.
so prosperous.
Yeah.
You learn skills along the way, but other than that, it's you learn the networks. Like uh, my brothers, mi hermanos, that taught me carpentry. I know if I ever need something built that I
Mm-hmm.
can't build, I have people that I know I can call that I can rely on that do good work. Like through the videography and the photography, I've met other videographers and photographers that I know I can call on people if I need some kind of audio work.
Yeah.
I mean visual work. You know what I mean? Like even now at the restaurant, one of the owners of the restaurant went to school and she graduated in fine arts. She was big in
Okay.
theater.
Okay.
So I've talked to her about shooting a film and she's all for it, enthusiastic. And I'm pretty sure she can teach me things about filmmaking that
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
One of my employees, he's a bassist. He plays for groups like he'll play for R&B singers and stuff like that, and they'll have shows. We actually
Okay.
was doing a jam session at his house about a month ago where we
Okay.
came up with some hooks and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
now if I need a bassist and he can play guitar as well, but if I need
Mm-hmm.
somebody that can do that, I have that. He can play it and hook it up and just give you some natural chords. So it's all about not limiting yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Most
And
definitely.
that's what life is about, man. You gotta fill your tool bag with as many tools as possible. You gotta keep them sharp. It's really, really true when they say it's not what you know, it's who you know. And that goes back to what we were saying about how many of these industry people are related that we never knew that they're
Yeah.
related. And they probably wouldn't have been famous if it wasn't for who they know. And not to
Yeah.
throw no shade on nobody, but it was a name you mentioned, and that's who I'm gonna use because this is how I feel. Ray J.
Okay.
If that wasn't Brandy's brother, we probably would
Right.
never know who Ray J was.
Yeah.
He
You're right.
probably would have never had hit songs because he can't really sing like that. He can, he sings better than me, so I can't talk shit. But he's not, just somebody that's gonna sing and knock your socks off with his vocal prowess. But he was able to get in them rooms with the right people. He had access to good vocal coaches and vocal trainers and the money to be
Mm-hmm.
able to do certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And if it wasn't for his sister being Brandy, would we ever know who Ray J is? So it's
Right.
not what you know, it's who you know a lot of
Yeah.
times, sir.
Yeah.
You got to diversify your portfolio, man. You got to be able to get out there, rub elbows, meet people. That's a big key to life. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah. You're right. And I think that goes along with in the music industry, but let's say in the entertainment industry as a whole. I've been saying this in all the interviews I've been having with certain people in the entertainment industry. I don't think a lot of us look at ourselves as a brand.
Mhm.
And what brands do, they connect, they collaborate, they network, and so forth. And we don't be want to do that. We just think like, okay, we have our ego, or we don't want to put the work in, and so forth,
Mhm.
and doing so and everything like that. And like I said, you never know who you can be connected to get you in there, in the game and stuff like that. And then also too, I want to add to the part where you working and doing all these things and so forth. You don't have to be the best at it, but you got your irons in you touching a couple of things and so forth, so you know the ins and outs of it, so you can know how things should be going. Like maybe I'm not going to be the best at it, or I don't want to do it,
But
but
I know how it
I know I
works.
can put somebody. Yeah, I know how it works, so I can put this person in place. So when that person actually doing it, I can like, man, I don't go like that. I may not know how to do it efficiently, but I know it don't go like that. You see what I'm
I
saying?
know enough. And yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, like a big example I use for me, like as a videographer. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm dope. You know what I mean? I'm not the
Mm-hmm.
best, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
really dope.
Yeah,
But you can't sell me no bullshit.
yeah.
If I hire you to shoot me a music video, you
Mm-hmm.
can't sell me no bullshit.
Yeah,
I know how long it takes to edit it.
yeah.
I know how hard each step of the way is. So you
Mm-hmm.
can't sit and say, "Oh, you got to pay me extra 500 for this,"
Right.
and
Yeah.
you can't do it because
Right.
I'm
Right.
I'm I'm versed in that knowledge to the
Yeah.
point where I know what it takes and what it consists of. So
Right.
the
Right.
more you gotta expand your portfolio. You can't
Mm-hmm.
have yourself boxed in. Now, with that being said, it's always good to have different pieces. It's real strenuous to try to be the artist, the marketer, the videographer,
Mm-hmm.
the promoter. So yeah, you get different pieces, but you get the knowledge so that you can't get taxed because they will try to tax you if you're just
Yeah.
oblivious to what goes on in the
Yeah.
industry.
Yeah. And that's my point. Like to really know the game that you're going into, and you don't have to be the best at it, but at least know what it's about. And so forth. So yeah, you hit the nail on the head. I don't really need to expound on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah,
Yeah.
we
So
man, it been like telekinesis a little bit, man. We
yeah.
been right there. You know what I
Oh yeah.
mean?
Most definitely. So yeah, so man, we talked about a good deal, man. So like, is there anything that else that you want to talk about that we haven't gone over that you want to address?
Man, my biggest thing is just be you. Always
Mm-hmm.
be you. Never let nobody stop you from being you.
Mm-hmm.
Pursue your dreams.
Okay.
Take care of yourself. That's the biggest thing. First and foremost, you can't help nobody unless you help yourself.
Okay.
And other than that, Metagirl just dropped today, Cyber
Okay.
Monday. Go
Okay.
check that out. Black Keef, Metagirl is crazy. Something we could all relate to, especially in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
More on the way. Thank you for having me, bro. Thank
Yeah.
everybody that's always supported me, all my fans, all my listeners. I'm nothing without y'all.
Yeah, definitely, man. What would you say the biggest takeaway that people can get from this conversation that we had today, or takeaways?
So I'm a big mental health advocate.
Okay.
So if I had to say the biggest takeaway, it would be the therapeutic part.
Okay.
Finding a way to release, finding a way to better yourself. And that's just with anything. Like that goes with the making music until you're 60. Playing basketball, you know what I mean? Like a lot of the stuff that we've talked about in here kind of harps on the same thing. And that's you do what you enjoy, you do
Mm-hmm.
what makes you feel good, and that's the key to life.
Most definitely.
You got to take care of you. So always do what you want, always do what you feel, always do what makes you happy. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what I want everybody to take from here, man. Take care of
Okay.
yourself.
Cool. I like that. On that note, man, we'll end it there. So, man, let everybody know, man, again, where they can find you, book you, listen to your music. On all accounts, you want to shout out all three of y'all alter ego as well. Just let everybody know how they can get in touch with you or listen to your music.
So once again, it's Black Keef. That's Black Keef. That's if you like the rock music. I got Keefiyo for the lover boy vibe, Keefiyo, and Keef Sweatshirt for my rap fans, Keef Sweatshirt. And I always gotta say it. No, I'm not inspired by Earl Sweatshirt. No, I'm not inspired by Chief Keef. My name is Keef, and I look good with sweatshirts on. And it started as a joke, and I just fucking ran with it. So take it for what it is. But that's where you can find me on all platforms. Instagram, Keef Sweatshirt. Facebook, Keef Farrell. That's where we could do all my booking. That's where we do all of that. That's it.
Okay. That wasn't gonna be that definitely something I thought about. I wasn't thinking about like this is where you got it from, but I was curious about how you got it or whatever. But yeah, I like
And
how you
look,
did it though.
it was literally a joke.
Uh,
Everybody called me Keef Sweat. Being named
okay,
Keef,
okay,
everybody call you Keef Sweat. It's just a
okay,
joke. It's gonna
okay.
happen.
Yeah.
So one day I start wearing sweatshirts. Like always wore hoodies, but I started more in the sweatshirts, jogging, just
Mm-hmm.
different stuff.
Yeah.
And I got mad compliments. And then I started to, feel myself like, yo, you know what? I really do look good with sweatshirts. And I was like, yo, don't call me Keep Sweat no more. It's Keep Sweatshirt.
Okay.
And it just kind of stayed from there. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And a couple
Okay.
people was like, nah, yo, run with that, run with that. So
Uh,
I ran with it. And I get tired of people like, oh, did you get that from Earl Sweat?
yeah.
Oh, like,
No.
and no slight to the man.
Yeah.
I hear he's super talented. I don't even really listen to Earl Sweatshirt. I can't tell you an
Yeah.
Earl Sweatshirt
Yeah.
song. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just me, man. I'm me. I'm down to earth. I'm
Mm-hmm.
funny. I love to have fun and have a blast. You know what I'm saying? So it
Yeah.
literally came from a joke that
Yeah.
became a tangible thing, man.
Right, and like I said, I wasn't even thinking like that came to mind since I knew of the name because I don't really listen to Earl. I can't name a Earl
Now,
sweatshirt song. Not no shade on it,
yeah,
but like I
yeah,
said, yeah, but like I said, I didn't know I knew of the name, so I'm like I wonder how you got your name, but
man.
I forgot to ask, but you had said it. That's why I started laughing and how you did that was funny.
Man, I
uh,
always got to say that, man. I've been asked that so many times. Like, oh, did you
right,
was that inspired by Earl Sweatshirt? No, it wasn't, man. Like, so I just like to tell the story. And you know what I mean? That just let people know, like, man, look, bro, I'm just a fool, man. I grew up around a lot of personality, you know what I mean? And I was
well,
just able to take a joke and just run with it, like,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, definitely, man. I feel you, man. That was up. But okay, cool, man. We can end it there, man. I say thank you for coming, man. It's been a blast. We
Yes,
definitely
sir.
talked
Thank you
to,
for having me.
man, most definitely, man. We definitely touched on a lot of topics that I believe people can touch on, especially with the mental health and putting it out on wax. And so I think that's definitely something some people need to hear. And definitely welcome back, man. Once you get that album going and other avenues or something you want to definitely talk on, we just run it by me and we can see what's up, man, and air it out again and so forth, man. So
Definitely
again,
not. Definitely hit me back. Once I get the rock album, I got a rap album I'm in the process of working on too.
okay,
And the crazy thing is, I got another album that's really almost finished. I just
mhm,
got to get it mixed and mastered. I got it. It's
okay,
sitting with Excel right now.
okay,
I just want to do some other things first. But it's an album that meshes all three of the personalities into one, and I really had a lot of fun on that one. So
okay,
I
okay,
got a lot coming. I'll definitely be back.
okay. That was
I
up.
definitely enjoyed the vibes and the energy, man, and we'll definitely
Appreciate it.
make it happen again. Yes, sir.
Okay, cool, man. So on that note, man, we finna get out of here. I've been your host, Trea Da Fit Artist of Sculpt N Create. My guest, Black Keef. We out of here. Thank you for tuning in to this episode. If you enjoyed it, be sure to follow us on social media and subscribe to the show wherever you listen to podcasts so you never miss an episode. If you're looking for fitness coaching to help you reach your goals, want to join our animated network for fitness, guidance, collaborations, networking, and community, or are interested in being a guest on the show, check out the links in the description. Stay creative, stay fit, and we'll holler at you next time.